Wow! Let's go! Batter up! We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. The fans are out to get a ticket or two. From Walla Washington to Kalamazoo. It's a beautiful day for a home run. But even a triple's okay. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today.
The Chicago Cubs are on the air. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to Major League Baseball. Exciting variety, we hope, today, tomorrow, and Sunday as the Cubs close out their 1974 home season against the St. Louis Cardinals. And anytime these two teams meet, of course, there is an exceptional rivalry going. It dates back to the early days of the National League Baseball history. But this weekend, there's something special because the Cubs, while they have been in last place in the Eastern Division for too many months in the 74 season and have been mathematically eliminated from the division race for some time, certainly will be a key factor, or can be a key factor, in determining the winner in the National League Eastern Division. They have 3 games here with St. Louis this weekend, then 3 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights of next week at Pittsburgh, and those two teams now are deadlocked for first place in the Eastern Division of the National League. And this afternoon, one of the all-time greats in baseball, a sure member of the Hall of Fame when he is qualified after finishing his playing days, Bob Gibson, warming up down the right field line. And against him, one of the younger members of the Cubs cast this year, right-hander Tom Torre. I'm Vince Lloyd, and along with Lou Boudreau, we welcome you to our broadcast. Today's game from Wrigley Field is brought to you by your Chicagoland Buick Opel dealers. And when you drive a Buick, its reputation rides with you. I hope that you'll stop by and see your Buick Opel dealer. Oak Park Federal Savings, the house that security built, where your thrift dollars earn at the nation's highest insured rates. Oak Park Federal Savings. By the G. Heilman Brewing Company of La Crosse, Wisconsin, the makers of Old Style, the pure brewed beer from God's country. You can enjoy Old Style right here at Wrigley Field. Jim Marshall, the manager of the Reds, talking with the umpiring crew, headed up by Chris Bellicutis, and Red Chaindeeds has come out there to join him now. There's some discussion, apparently over the ground rules. Joe Torre had brought out Chaindeeds' batting order for today's game. Before we give you the lineups for this first of the 3-game set, let's pause momentarily for station identification. This is the WGN Chicago Cubs Baseball Network.
This is WGN Radio, Chicago.
Now for the Redbirds. And of course, the last time these two teams met down at St. Louis on Sunday, a pretty wild free-for-all resulted late in the ballgame, which the Cardinals won by a score of 6-5. Lou Brock will be leading off. He'll be, of course, in left field. Ted Sizemore at second base will be batting second. Reggie Smith in right field, Reggie hitting third. Ted Simmons will be behind the plate, batting cleanup. Joe Torre at first base, hitting fifth. Bake McBride, a candidate for Rookie of the Year honors, will be in center field. McBride hitting sixth. Ken Reitz, who has hit some mighty key runs batted in for the Cardinals in the last couple of weeks of this season, will be at third base. And batting eighth, playing at shortstop, will be Mike Tyson. With Bob Gibson, record of 10-12 this year. And it seems strange that with the Cardinals battling for first place, Gibby would have a losing record at this stage of the season.
Vince, you can rest assured that the discussion at the plate is due to knockdown pitches right now. And that's the reason why Torre called Chaindeeds out. Pellicutis' crew of umpiring here does not want to let anything get out of hand. They know about the scuffle in St. Louis, and so they're warning both managers, and they in turn will have to warn both pitchers about pitches coming close to hitters or actually knockdown pitches.
Well, they seem to be all smiles as they break up the conference finally. And Torre and Chaindeeds go to the dugout on the first base side. Marshall walking over to the Cub dugout. And Jim today, in his batting order, has Rick Monday leading off in center field. with Don Kessinger, an 8-game hitting streak, by the way, at shortstop, batting second. And Billy Williams making his second start since he suffered that ankle injury on August the 19th. Billy in left field hitting third. Bill Madlock over at third base batting cleanup. Jose Cardenal back in right field. Cardinal hitting fifth. Peter Lecoq will be at first base. Andre Thornton, of course, broke a finger in that fight Sunday. He's out for the rest of the season. Ron Dunn at second base. Dunn hitting seventh. Steve Swisher, the catcher, batting eighth. And Tom Torre, the pitcher, 3-4 record. Now, Frank Bellico at the organ, our national anthem. With the start of this afternoon's game right after this message.
Excuse me, madam.
Oh, I'm in an awful hurry.
I just wonder if you could answer a simple question
So
for
do
me.
I.
The question is this.
Tom Torre has finished his warm-up pitches. He made a start and won a ball game, the only one the Cubs won against the Cardinals down there last weekend. And he wound up with a rocking chair job as the Cubs got 19 runs in the ball game. Tom worked 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, struck out 5, walked 4. He needs a victory to even up for this season. He started 7 times, has not finished a start yet, has worked only 54 in the third innings since coming up from Wichita, given up 52 base hits. His earned run average, 3.33. Lou Brock leading off. Takes the first pitch, a strike, and the game is underway. Brock hitting .308, 3 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Torre's next pitch, curve, outside. Ball 1, strike 1. Paul Pryor calling the balls and strikes. Dick Stello at first base. John McSherry umpiring at second. Chris Bellicutis at third. A fastball. Brock swings, pulls a foul ball just outside the first base line. Cardinal goes down the corner to retrieve it, and the count on Brock. Ball 1, strike 2. We had mentioned that Gibson, the sure bet to eventually be voted into baseball's Hall of Fame, and you'd have to say the same for this man, Lou Brock, who may, before he is through in his career, wind up as the all-time champion in stealing stolen bases in a career. Sidearm fastball, too high, ball 2, strike 2. He keeps adding to his stolen base record for a season. He now has 116 for the year. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, a line drive into the glove of Torre, caught it belt high, and Brock is out. And a good thing it hit Torre in the glove and not in the midsection. That'll bring up the second baseman, Ted Sizemore, hitting .254. 2 homers and 47 runs batted in for Sizemore. The Cardinals as a team do not have an abundance of power. They have, as a team, 78 home runs. But as a team, they have a good batting average of .266. Sidearm pitch is a ball in too close to Sizemore, right-hander, who plants that back foot very deep in the batter's box. Stance is slightly open for the little guy. 1-0 delivery, another sidearm pitch, change speeds on him, and he fouls it over to the on-deck circle where Reggie Smith is standing. John Lewis coaching at first base for the Cardinals. Vern Benson in the coach's box at third. Pete Lecoq at first base. Ron Dunn at second. Kessinger at shortstop. Curveball misses inside. Had him leaning away. Ball 2, strike 1. And a fellow who starred with both the Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs, George Altman, out here at Wrigley Field today. Fastball, low and inside. And George, after just having surgery here in Chicago, managing to see a baseball game here, he was off to a great start in Japan this year. One of the most popular fellows that I think baseball has ever had, and certainly a highly talented and capable man. 3-1 pitch. Sizemore goes after it, fouls it back as Torre that time jammed him with it. Ball 3, strike 2. George said the surgery that he had here in Chicago was completely successful. George, you planning to go back to Japan next year?
Yes, sir. I think I will. I had a good season last year, so I think I'll try it again.
All right. Fly ball. Billy Williams coming over into left center. Grabs it easily. Sizemore's out, fooled by that pitch. With bases empty, Reggie Smith will be the hitter. Time flies here, and George, when was the last year that you played in the major leagues?
1967. It's about 7 years ago. And actually, it's about 7 years since I've been in this ballpark, and it hasn't changed much at all.
Looks great, too, doesn't it?
It looks great. And I just feel like I should be right down on the field right now.
Stick around. We may be able to use you. Reggie Smith, the switch hitter. And he's done a tremendous job for the Redbirds this year. They got him from the Red Sox. He's hitting .315 with great power with 22 home runs. Takes that pitch low, ball 1. He and Ted Simmons tied for the club leadership in runs batted in. Each has 97. Torre's fastball in at the legs, forcing Reggie to jump back away from it. Goes back to the screen, and the count on him is ball 2, no strikes. Cardinals very deep in right field. Monday very deep in center. Here's the windup. 2-0 pitch. And it's off the middle switcher. It rolls back to Rick Ferreira, the Andy Frayne ushering chief in charge of extra baseballs. He has a count of 3-0. With the bases empty, 2 gone. Top of the first, here's the pitch. Swung on, he goes after 3-0, bounces one to the first baseman. Lecoq's throw to Torre, covering is in time to retire. Reggie Smith was given the green light on 3-0. So they go down in order. And the Cubs come to bat against Bob Gibson, Rick Monday, Don Kessinger, Billy Williams to face the veteran. After a half inning of play, it's Cards nothing, and of course the Cubs nothing. Gibby on Sunday worked 7 innings against the Cubs. That's his last outing. Was not involved in the final decision. He had a lead, but the Cubs rallied to tie up the ball game. Got 4 runs off of him late. Made it 5-5. And then the Redbirds went on to win it, 6-5. He gave up 8 hits in 7 innings, 5 runs, walked 5, struck out 5. He is making his 4th start this year against the Cubs, has 1 victory, 1 loss. For the year, he has won 10 and lost 12 with an earned run average that's just under 4, 3.86. Monday leading off, first pitch, fastball low, ball 1. Gibby has worked 226 innings this year, given up 220 base hits. Next pitch, fastball. In for a strike to Monday. He was going out of the batter's box. He thought that pitch was way inside. And he's got a few words for Paul Pryor about that call. Did not like it a bit. And he steps out of the batter's box now. Monday with a .293 average, leads the club with 20 home runs. And he's really doing a burn on that one. Batted in 58 runs for the year. Wind up, 1-1 pitch. Swung on, a bouncing ball behind second base. It hits the bag and skitters into center field. Monday is hot. Tyson went over to grab that ball, and it hit the corner of the bag at second, and then went into center field. Oh, Monday reaches. And Kessinger, with an 8-game hitting streak, checks signs with third base coach Al Spangler before stepping in. Don now hitting .265 for the year, 1 homer, 40 runs batted in. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Bake McBride, the center fielder, moving back down to his left, or to his right rather, and he makes the catch easily. Kessinger flies out to center on the first pitch, and that brings up Billy Williams, making his 2nd start since his August 19th injury. He's hitting .275 with 15 homers.
Billy Williams, left fielder.
And 64 runs batted in. The cut. Monday, big lead. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 delivery. Swung on, ground ball right side. Second baseman has it, whirls, throws to second for the force out on Monday. No chance for a double play, but Sizemore scooting quickly over to the first base side. He erases the front man. 2 gone. Billy on with the fielder's choice. Here's Bill Madlock, hitting .314. 8 homers, 48 runs batted in. He swings at the first pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Tyson to his left. He has it. Flips it to Sizemore for a force play on Williams. And the Cubs go down in the first inning with no runs, 1 hit. 1 man left in the bases at the end of 1 full inning of play. Cubs nothing and the Cards nothing. Torre in the first inning put the Cards down in order. Cut a hot line drive off the first man he faced, Lou Brock. Now here's Ted Simmons, hitting .270, 19 homers, and like Reggie Smith, 97 runs batted in. And listen to the boos. He's the fellow who swung and caught Bill Madlock with the first punch thrown down at St. Louis on Sunday. DeTorre's first pitch to him, too high. Ball 1, a fastball. Simmons a switch hitter, batting lefty. DeTorre's next pitch. In for a strike call. Ball 1, strike 1. Rondon on the edge of the outfield grass at second. Kessinger is shaded up the middle a bit. Monday deep in center. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. And that one tailed down and away. Had a good cut. Ball 1, strike 2. Joe Torre in the on-deck circle to be followed by Bake McBride. DeTorre delivers. Lets up on that one. Misses outside at the knees. Ball 2, strike 2. Tom about 6'2". Really slender fella. Very intense competitor. Misses outside. It's off the mid of Swisher. Ball 3, strike 2. Full count on the leadoff man, Ted Simmons here for the Redbirds in the second inning. They had one of the wildest ball games night before last with Pittsburgh all season. There's a sidearm pitch low. Ball 4. And Simmons becomes the first Redbird runner of the weekend. No score. Joe Torre stepping in. He was thrown out of the game Sunday, but somehow or another he got onto the field during the free-for-all that ensued in the next inning. I asked him about it today and I said, I thought I saw you running out there. Well, he smiled and said, I was just going out as a peacemaker, that's all. But once he was ejected from the game, of course, he should not have had access to the playing area. Torre hitting .280. 10 homers, 67 runs batted in, and he takes the first pitch of ball. Cub infield hoping for a double play ball here. Here's the pitch. He takes a strike right at the knees. 15 times this year, Torre has grounded into a double play. 2 other batters, Simmons, who's on first, and Ken Reitz, have hit 22 times into double plays. A fastball knocks him down, and I mean, he hit the deck. Ball 2, strike 1. Fastball to Rose up and in on Torre. Lovably called the Godfather in the Cardinal squad. DeTorre is ready. Joe Torre takes the ball low. Ball 3, strike 1, and he's getting himself into a hole out there. Torre stance straight away. Simmons a pretty good lead at first base. Here's the pitch. He takes a strike inside corner. Just above the belt. Runs the count full, 3-2. Torre has struck out 84 times this year in 514 at-bats. Now, let's see if they'll chance sending Simmons. On the 3-2 pitch. He goes. And Torre takes its way inside, ball 4. Oh, this is not the same Tom DeTorre in this second inning that we saw pitch against the Redbirds down there.
Well, he's been behind. He's been missing with his curveball, and Consequently, he's been pitching from behind. I've never seen Swisher drop so many balls behind the plate.
I don't know what's the matter.
Only in one inning here, and 2 men in the top of the second, which is an indication either that he's a little nervous behind the plate or that De Torre's ball is really jumping.
Speedster in the batter's box. Bake McBride swings. It's going to drive in a run. A base hit into center field. Now they hold Simmons at third, and the throw cut off in front of the pitcher's mound by Pete Lecoq as Bake McBride goes after the first pitch and lines a single to center, but with nobody out, Vern Benson was not going to gamble with Simmons, who does not have great speed. He held him up at third. The bases are loaded. Nobody out. And here's a little fella, Ken Reitz, who has done a tremendous job, and particularly recently, driving in some big runs for this club. Real battler. Right-hander. Hitting .275. Has 7 homers and 52 runs batted in. That hit by Bake McBride is the Cardinals' first, but it was preceded by a pair of walks. First pitch, strike called. He gave him a sidearm curveball. Ken Frayling, a southpaw, quickly gets up in the Cub bullpen and starts to warm up. Here's the pitch, sidearm delivery, goes after it, fouls it back. 0-2, he's out in front. The infield is set for a double play. They would concede the run in this situation to get 2 outs. Tyson, 8th man in the batting order, due up next. Bert Hooten, a right-hander, has now joined Frayling in the Cub bullpen. Reitz well up in the batter's box, stances straight away. Here's the pitch. He steps into it and hits a high foul down the left field line, out of play. Cardinals have beat the Cubs here at Wrigley Field this year, 5 out of 6. The last time they were in town, they swept the series. They and the Pirates are now tied for first place in the National League Eastern Division. Each has 6 games left to play. Here's the pitch. Fastball at high and outside. Ball 1, strike 2. Pirates won big last night over the Mets, and they will be playing there the rest of this weekend, while St. Louis, of course, will be here through Sunday. And then the Cubs will go to Pittsburgh for 3 night games. St. Louis goes to Montreal. 1-2 delivery. Reitz takes a curve that misses low and outside. Ball 2, strike 2. Swisher getting on De Torre a bit. He was not close to the strike zone at all with that one. Kessinger is coming up to the mound to talk to the rookie. Pitched 7 pretty good innings against this club last Saturday. And while he was with the Pirates, he worked a couple of times briefly in relief against St. Louis. Sun is trying to burn through the haze. It's clouded the city today. De Torre has he signed. Bases loaded. Nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and he misses low. Ball 3, strike 2. The bases are loaded. Count is full, and he's in trouble again, and he was out in front of Ken Reitz with a strike 2 count. So he's got himself in a real jam. Looks down, studying the sign, goes into the stretch. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, a miss for strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball. Looked like a slider. The big strikeout. But he's not out of the woods. Mike Tyson stepping in. This little guy, right-hander, hitting .220. He has no home runs. He's driven in 34 runs for the year. And he plants himself very deep in the batter's box. De Torre from the stretch. Swing and a foul ball. Weak little tap that's rolling into the Cub dugout behind third base. No score yet. But the Cards have loaded up the bases with 2 walks and a single. 1 away. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a hard smash, knocked down by Madlock. He's throwing to the plate. Force out there, but no chance for a double play. A good stop by Madlock, diving on that ball. smothering it on the dirt about 10 feet off the bag at third. And they're two gone. The bases are still loaded. Madlock springing to his feet. Whipped the throw to the plate. Swisher had pulled off the plate, reaching out for the throw, and coming back to be sure that he got the force out. Had no chance for a force hit or for a chance for a double play. Now Bob Gibson, the hitter. Though he is the pitcher, he is no patsy at the plate. Batting .208 for the year. With 2 runs batted in. DeTorre's first pitch, strike call. Well, if he can get out of this jam, anything might happen. 2 walks and a single to the first 3 batters. Here's the pitch. He swings at a low one, base hit. Down the third base line, 2 runs are scoring. Here comes another runner around third, Benson waving him to the plate. Here's the relay by Kessinger, cut off by Lecoq. Runner scores. 3-0. St. Louis on Gibson's shot, ripped down the third base line. He took a vicious cut at that ball, got it just inside the line. It rolled, followed that stripe for a while until it got down to the Cub bullpen. And then Billy Williams playing the carom shot. I don't know why Lecoq cut off that throw. I'm not saying that they would have gotten that third man sliding across, but they at least had a chance at him. But Gibby has gone from 2 runs batted in for the year to 5. And after it appeared that DeTorre and the Cubs were out of the jam, or at least had a good chance at getting out of it, all 3 runs scored. And here's Lou Brock with Gibson at second base. Brock, who hit a vicious line drive into the glove of DeTorre to open up the ball game, takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Here's the stretch. Fastball outside, ball 2. I guess, Lou, sooner or later, those bases and balls are going to haunt you.
Well, that's true.
Gibby with the bright red jacket on, wearing the golf gloves on both hands, standing with a pretty good lead at second. DeTorre looks, delivers 2-0 pitch. Brock takes a strike. Ball 2, strike 1. 2 hits, 2 walks in the inning, and 3 runs have scored. We're in the top of the second. DeTorre is ready. Here's a fastball swung on and a high fly ball. Billy Williams to his left, Mundy to his right. Who's going to get it? It is Williams who grabs that ball, or Mundy who grabs it, running in front of Billy, way over into left center field, and took it right away from him. The side is retired, but 3 runs come across on 2 walks, 2 hits. And the big blow, Gibson's double, that cleared the bases. 1 man left on. And the ball game now moves to the Cub half of the second inning. With the score, St. Louis 3, the Cubs nothing. Jose Cardenal, the leadoff for the Cubs. Before the little guy steps in, let's pause for station identification. This is the WGN Chicago Cubs Baseball Network.
This is WGN Radio, Chicago.
Cardinal batting .296. Gibson into the windup. Here's the pitch. Fastball, and he takes it a little low, ball 1. Cardinal with 13 home runs for the years has driven in 71 runs. He crowds the plate, but deep in the batter's box. Takes a strike. Ball 1, strike 1. Gibby has batted in all 3 runs. Here's the pitch. Comes over the top of the fastball, and it caught the strike zone just above the knees on the inside corner. Cardinal steps out of the batter's box with a count of 1-2. He was not too happy with the call by Paul Pryor. Gibby ready. Ball low and outside. Ball 2, strike 2. Vince Lloyd and Lou Boudreau reporting from Wrigley Field. First of a 3-game series that closes out the Cubs' home season. 2-2 delivery. Swung on and a ground ball scooped up by Gibby. Takes his time. Throws over to Torre at first, and Cardinal is out. That brings up Peter Lecoq, the rookie. hitting 180, has 18 hits and 100 at-bats. One of them a homer, 6 runs batted in. Well, the skipper of the Reds is a fellow who's been involved in a lot of very tough pennant races. Here's the swing. Lecoq pulls a shot down the first base line. It skips off the bullpen mound of the Cardinals, and Pete goes in with a double. Cubs' second hit of the day. That'll bring up Ron Dunn, rather. Ron hitting .297 with 19 hits and 64 at-bats. He has 2 homers, 14 runs batted in. 3-0 St. Louis. Steve Swisher in the on-deck circle. It had towels spread over the Cardinal bullpen there, and a couple of fellows were over there moving them, and time called for them to get out of that area. Because they could interfere with the ball hit down there, such as Pete Lecoq's double. Now we're ready. Here's the stretch. Dunn takes, it's a strike. A double by Pete is his 4th. Gibby ready. This is a little bit low. Ball 1, strike 1. This is Shane Dean's 30th year in the National League. 19 of them as a player, 1 as a coach. There's a swing and a miss. Good cut. Ball 1, strike 2. And his 10th as manager of the Cards. As usual, Gibson working quickly. This is with a breaking ball up high. Ball 2, strike 2. Dunn crouches a bit. Here's the pitch. Little low. Ball 3, strike 2. 1 out, runner at second. St. Louis leading 3-0. Gibby from the stretch. Pitch swung on. He pops it up. Second baseman Sizemore going behind first in the outfield grass. Grabs it easily, and there are 2 gone. It brings up Steve Swisher, batting .223. 5 homers for Swisher, 27 runs batted in. Pitcher due up next. The years of Shane Deans in the National League as a player for 19 years. Ball low. Teams finished in the top 4 15 times and 3 pennants. Or second 7 times. There's a strike call. Ball 1, strike 1.
It's a balk.
Balk called on Gibby. Well, he's not very happy. Beefs to Pellicudis about it. What exactly did he do, Lou?
Oh, he went right on through with his windup. He didn't stop at all. And looking back at the base runner.
Now he fires and he misses high. Ball 2.
That could upset him a little bit because he and Pellicudis had a few words.
Billy said it's not my fault. There's one that's high. Ball 3. With 2 out, count of 3-0. Let's see if pitches around the plate, if Swisher will be able to go after it. Takes a fastball, and it's right in there. 3-1. Wind up the pitch. Swung on and missed. He blew a fastball by him with the inside corner below the belt. He had a little extra on that one. Wind up, 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 inside. He did not go back to the fastball. Tom Torre, a chance to help his own cause. Gibson drove in their 3 runs with the bases loaded in the top of this inning with 2 out when he ripped a shot just inside the third base line. Gibby had only batted in 2 runs this year up until then. There's a swing to Torre. It's a base hit into right field. Lecoq scores. And Swisher stops at second base, and Torre drives in his 5th run for the Cubs. So the 2 pitchers have wielded the run-scoring bat so far. Tom's 5th hit for the Cubs in 17 at-bats. And Gibby is now over at third base, and he's really jawing with Chris Bellicutis, who had called the balk.
He's a little peeved not only at Bellicutis, but at himself, too, for walking Swisher on a 3-2 curveball.
Gibby is soon going to be 39 years old, and he's been through it all. He now faces Rick Monday, who got a base hit, a ball that hit the second base bag and skidded into center field to open up the Cubs' first inning. But then he was forced out after Kessner flied out to center field. 3-1, St. Louis leading. Tying runs are on base. Gibson into the stretch, delivers. Monday takes a strike over the outside corner. Swisher at second. There's a swing and a miss on a good sinking fastball. Strike 2. When Shane Dees coached the Cardinals in '64, 10 years ago, they won the National League pennant. Knocked out the Phillies, who looked like they had a lock on it. 0-2 pitch. Monday takes ball outside, 1-2. Red became manager in '65, and he's won 2 pennants, 67 and 68, and finished second twice since division play began. He swings and misses. He went after his sinker very low, and that retires a side. Monday panning for the first strikeout by Gibson today. But the Cubs come up with a run on 2 hits. Leave 2 men on. At the end of 2 full innings of play, the Cardinals coming to bat have the 2, 3, and 4 men in the batting order. St. Louis with a 3-1 lead. Ted Sizemore flied out to left field to open up the, or in the first inning rather, and he will start the 3rd inning. He'll be followed by Reggie Smith, then Ted Simmons. Championship series in the National League this year will begin on Saturday, October 5th, in either Pittsburgh or St. Louis, depending, of course, which team winds up winning it. Of course, there's always a possibility of a tie between the Pirates and the Bucks when it's all over with. First pitch to Sizemore, and Torre misses low to the right-hander, ball 1. Here's the wind-up to pitch, sidearm curve, and he misses low and away. And he's having trouble with that pitch. Ball 2. Two-0 delivery. There's a strike called on the inside corner, 2-1. John McSherry, who is working at second base in this series, is going to be one of the umpires in the playoffs in the National League. There's a fastball that misses outside, ball 3, strike 1. And Paul Pryor, working behind the plate, will also be in it. Pitch to Sizemore. He started down to first base, and Pryor brings him back with a strike call. The count is full. Tom into the windup. Misses high, ball 4. That's the 3rd walk that he's issued. The other 2 produced 3 runs, or led to 3 runs. That brings up Reggie Smith. Grounded out to Pete Lecoq to the pitcher covering to retire the Redbirds in the first inning. Deep in the batter's box, hitting left-handed. Tall, slender fellow with good power. First pitch swung on, he gets under it, hits a high foul, third base side. Doesn't appear that there'll be a play. It's into the seats behind the Cub dugout. Some of the WGN Continental officials out here today, including President Dan Picaro, Don Kessinger, Vice President Sheldon Cooper, Vice President, all taking in the ball game today. Wonder who's minding the store. 0-1 pitch. Into the dirt, and Swisher, making a very fine stop, prevents a wild pitch. Ball 1, strike 1 on Reggie Smith. Giving the Cardinals tremendous power this year. Levels of bat is Torre, still looking, getting his side. Now he's into the stretch. 1-1 pitch. Misses outside. Ball 2, strike 1. Cardinals lost 2 out of 3 to the Pirates, but they won a big one the other night. 2-1 pitch. Sidearm delivery, swung on, fouled, way back into the upper deck. 2-2 now on Reggie Smith. What a wild ball affair that one was. Pirates had a 5-0 lead, couldn't hold on to it. But strangely, oddest of all was that they had a 3-run lead in extra innings and lost the ball game. With St. Louis coming up with 4 in the bottom of that inning. Runner at first, Lecoq holding him on, nobody out. 3-1 score, St. Louis. Torre's ready. Sidearm led up, and he taps a weak little foul that bounces over against the wall on the first base side, and it's still 2-2. Except for John McSherry, all of the umpires in the National League aside of the playoffs have worked it before. For McSherry, it'll be his first experience, either in the playoffs or World Series. Reggie Smith goes after that pitch, and he hits a high foul back out of play. Ball 2, strike 2 remains the count. Paul Pryor, working behind the plate today, has appeared in 2 World Series, in 2 All-Star games. Nobody out, runner at first, 2-2 delivery. Reggie takes a strike. Let up on that breaking ball a little bit. It caught the outside corner. His second strikeout. Brings up Ted Simmons, who led off the second inning drawing a walk. The base is loaded, nobody out. Simmons was forced at the plate when Madlock did a great job knocking down Tyson's hard shot. That was after Reitz had struck out. And then Gibson, just when it appeared the Cubs were going to get out of the jab, ripped a 3-run double inside the third base line. First pitch a ball to Simmons, batting lefty. Sidearm pitch swung on. He pops it up. Kessner racing out, getting under the ball, moves out a couple of more steps, and he makes the catch, quickly gets the ball in. With Billy still not able to go at full speed on that ankle that he not only cut but sprained. Kessner made sure that he got out there quickly enough to get under that ball. Here's Torre. He walked and scored on Gibson's double. 2 gone. Still at first to Sizemore. There he goes. Torre takes. Here's Swisher's throw to second. Little off target, and he slides in there with a stolen base. Got a good jump that time. Would have taken an absolutely perfect throw to nail him. That's his 8th stolen base in 12 attempts. Just after getting that second out, Lou, Tom just kind of relaxed a little bit.
He's working very quickly here with his pitches, more so than he did in St. Louis.
Torre swings on that inside breaking pitch and pulls it foul down the third base side. Pelakoutis goes over to pick it up. Strike 2 count. ...167 team stolen bases for St. Louis, but 116 of them belong to one guy, Lou Brock. See Vic Harris walking the aisles. Torre into the stretch. Strike 2 pitch. Torre checks his swing on a fastball that's up and in. Ball 1, strike 2. Redbirds batting in the top of the third. They lead 3-1. Tom Torre into the stretch. 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside at the knees. Ball 2, strike 2 on Joe Torre. Every game now a must for St. Louis and Pittsburgh. 2-2 pitch. He swings and misses, strike three. A good fastball. Jammed him with it. Tom Torre gets now a must for St. Louis and Pittsburgh. 2-2 pitch. He swings and misses, strike three. A good fastball. Jammed him with it. Tom Torre gets his third strikeout of the ballgame. Sizemore led off the inning with a walk, is left stranded, no hits. And at the end of 2.5, it is still St. Louis 3, the Cubs 1. Don Kessinger flied out to McBride in center field on the first pitch in the first inning. Gibby's first delivery to him, and he takes it, the ball outside. Don with an 8-game hitting streak. 1-0 pitch. Let's up on it. It's in there. Ball one, strike one. Gibby, as usual, always works quickly. Winds, fires, swing, and a drive that's foul down the left field line under the bullpen pitcher's mound. Ball one, strike two. Cardinal press book, they say he pitches as though he has a calf waiting outside with the meter running. He doesn't believe in wasting time. Fastball swung on, and he throws his bat at that one and fouls it down the left field side into the boxes. Ball one, strike two. Here's the windup, the pitch. Swung on, he's out in front of this one. Gets it out into the Cardinal bullpen on the right field side. They're all alert down there. Gibby ready again. There's a swing, bouncing ball to the right goes Sizemore. Second baseman has it. Sidearm throw to Torre, retires Kessinger. One gone in the third. That brings up Billy Williams. He forced Monday with his ground ball in the first inning. Well, we hope that 7-year-old Craig Harris out at Sherman Hospital in Elgin, enjoying the broadcast, will be out of there shortly. Fastball high. Young Craig told broke a hip playing baseball. Swing and a miss, fastball, 1-1. He really challenged Williams with that one. St. Louis with a 3-1 lead. Cubs batting in the bottom of the third with one out. There's a swing and a deep high fly ball, left field. Lou Brock moving to his left, calling for it. He's got plenty of room. Makes the catch just in front of the warning track. And they're two gone. Brings up Madlock. Bill has hit safely in 11 out of his last 12 ball games. And coming into today's action in those dozen contests, Madlock is hitting at a 4.09 pace. With a mark of 3.14, he is 6th in the National League batting derby. And Gibby's first pitch to him, lets up on it. It's high, ball one. Wind up. Fastball, swung on a miss. Had him lunging across the plate after that one. 1-1. I don't know. I didn't think that Gibby had that good a fastball last Sunday, Lou, but he's sure firing it here today. There's a swing. Foul ball back out of play. Seems to save it for special occasions, doesn't he?
Well, he's the veteran. A big game on the line right here for the Cardinals. They would like to put a victory on the board so Pittsburgh can look at that score tonight.
1-2 pitch. Little low, ball two, strike two. Gibby, against the Cubs in his career, 27 victories. Cubs have beaten him 20 times. 2-2 pitch. 6 low, ball three, strike two. 2 out, bases empty. Cubs with 3 hits, Cards with 2. There's a swing and a foul ball back out of play. Wind up the pitch. Fastball low, ball 4. That's the second walk that Gibby has issued today, and he has now passed 101 men this year. 14 of those 101 walks have been intentional. Here's Cardinal, tapped out weakly to Gibson when he led off the second inning. He carries a tying run at the plate. if he can get a hold of one. The wind we have is blowing out to left field. Gibby's first pitch to him, and he takes the ball. Torre holding Madlock on. There's a swing, and he pulls that pitch foul. It skips over into the box seats out near the Cub bullpen. Lubrock, guarding the line against Cardinal, is deep. McBride deep in left center. What gap there is between McBride and the right fielder, Reggie Smith. Infield back deep. Mike Sizemore is right in front of the outfield grass at second. Throws that one high. Ball 2, strike 1. Madlock, fairly short lead at first. Gibby's pitch. Cardinal takes it too high. Ball 3, strike 1. Missed with a fastball to him. Let's see if he can get a hold of the 3-1 delivery. To stretch the pitch. He swings, hits a ground ball to reach at third. He straightens up, fires across to Torre, and the side is retired. Good pitch by Gibby. No runs, no hits. Cubs lead. One man stranded, have left 3 on through the first 3 innings. And at the end of 3, St. Louis still leading the Chicago Cubs 3-1. First 3 innings today have been brought to us by Chicagoland Buick Opel dealers. When you drive a Buick, its reputation rides with you. Bake McBride to lead off for St. Louis, and here's Lou.
Thank you, Vince. McBride, whom the Cardinals are touting for the Rookie of the Year. He singled into center field in the second inning. Left-handed hitter, very fast. In fact, they can compare him with Brock going around those bases. Here's the pitch. It hits him over the inside right shoulder. McBride carrying the bat down the first baseline, has a few quick glances at Torre. It hit him high, the right shoulder, and he tosses his bat aside, very angry, and now the trainer looking at Mac. So, once again, the Cardinals have their leadoff hitter in an inning on first base. That's the 5th man Torre has hit so far this year. Now Shandies is coming out to take a look at McBride. Reitz will be the hitter. As we mentioned about Bake McBride as Rookie of the Year, as the Cardinals are really plugging for that particular honor for McBride. He's hitting .312. He has 28 stolen bases, 56 RBIs. He has 7 home runs to his credit, 19 doubles, and 5 triples. Torre is ready, goes into the stretch. Checks McBride. Still checking him. There he goes. Here's the pitch, a swing and a line drive. Base hit to center field. On the hit and run, McBride just jogs into third. Reitz picked that ball off of his shoe tops and singled into center field on the hit and run. That sends McBride to third base. That is the 3rd hit off Torre, and it sends a little action into the Cubs bullpen. Frailing and Hooten once again starts warming up. Cardinals with runners on first and third, nobody out. Here's Tyson at bat. Tom Torre gets his sign. The stretch, the pitch, and a swing by Tyson. He pops it up in the short right field. Dunn going out. Cardinal coming in. Cardinal calls for the ball, catches it, and then jogs into the infield to hold the runners at first and third. Tyson going after the first pitch, pops out to Jose in short right field. And now here's Gibson, who doubled with the bases loaded in the second inning to score the 3 Cardinal runs. It's Cardinals 3, Cubs 1. But the Cardinals are threatening here in the 4th inning. Now time is called. Baseball getting away from Mitterwald, who is warming up, frailing in the Cubs bullpen. Gibson levels the bat over the plate. Torre leans in. Gets his side. The pitch. Sidearm fastball strike call. One out. Cardinal runners on first and third. Cardinals lead 3-1. Here's the strike one pitch to Gibson. He takes a curveball outside. 1-1 to count. We're in the top of the fourth inning. First of 3 games here. Pittsburgh will be at New York tonight. Philadelphia at Montreal. Los Angeles at San Diego. San Francisco at Cincinnati. Here's the 1-ball, 1-strike pitch now to Gibson. Curveball outside, ball 2. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the WGN Chicago Cubs Baseball Network.
This is WGN Radio, Chicago.
McBride at third base. Reitz at first. Gibson the hitter. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Gibson swings and misses on a good fastball. 2-2 to count. Torre trying to pitch himself out of this jam. He almost pitched himself out of a jam in the second inning. After the bases were loaded, he struck out Reitz, and then on a great play by Matlock, forced Simmons at home, but then Gibson doubled inside the third base line for 3 runs. Gibson swings and fouls that ball onto the screen. The count remains 2-2. The inning opened with Torre hitting McBride. And then on the first pitch, Reitz on a hit and run, single to center field, sending McBride to third. Tyson popped out. Now here's the 2-2 pitch to Gibson. He swings, pops it up in a short center field. Monday coming in, McBride tagging up. Monday on the run, gloves it. McBride is coming in. Here's the throw of the plate. It's off target. It gets past Swisher. Torre has it. Throws to Kessinger. Tags out Reitz at second base. But the run scores. Monday's throw from short center field was towards first base. Down the first base line from the plate. Swisher tried to make the grab and tag the runner McBride in one motion. But he missed the throw. It bounced past him, went to Torre backing up the play, and his throw to Kessinger retires Reitz, trying to advance from first to second. The run scores, and in the inning for the Cardinals, 1 run, 1 hit. Nobody left on base. At the end of 3.5 innings of play, St. Louis 4, the Cubs 1. Lecoq is hit by one of Gibson's pitches, and Lecoq is angry as he says something to Gibson, and J.C. Martin comes out from the coaching box, and Lecoq is really angry at Gibson and keeps shouting something at him, and J.C. Martin grabs him and walks him down to first base along with Al Spangler, who's coaching at third. The first pitch, as we were away from the action and with the message, was inside to Lecoq for ball 1. The next pitch hit him in the leg. He's on first with nobody out. Dunn, the hitter. The stretch by Gibson. Here's the pitch. Fastball for a strike call. Cardinals have regained a 3-run lead. It's 4-1. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. The pitch to Dunn. Pops it up foul. Back of the plate. No play. Dunn popped out. First time at bat to the second baseman, Sizemore. Peter Lecoq on first base. Here's the pitch by Gibson. A curveball inside. Ball 1, strike 2 to Dunn. Gibson is ready. Pitch on its way. Popped up over the third baseman's head in foul territory. Reitz is there. He gloves it for the out. The confidence that Shane has in Gibson is shown by pitching him today. Because if they need him for the final game Against Montreal, Gibson will be the pitcher. Here's the pitch by Swisher. Swing and a miss on a good fastball. Strike one. And it could go down to the last day or night between Pittsburgh and the Cardinals. The one-strike pitch now to Swisher. Fastball's taken for a strike right down the middle. And you could hear that fastball pounce into the glove of Simmons with a great thud. Gibson looks in, has his sign. The strike two pitch on its way. Fastball, and he fouls it back to the screen. Cardinals lead 4-1. We're in the fourth inning. Peter Lecoq on first base, one out. Here's the two-strike pitch to Swisher. Curveball high, ball one, strike two. Torre due up next. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball swing and a ground ball past Sizemore into right field, a base hit. Peter Lecoq will stop at second base. Sizemore dove, but a little late, as that ball was beyond him into right field for a base hit. That is the Cubs' fourth hit of Gibson. And now here's Tom Torre, who has the only Cub RBI thus far. He singled in the second inning to score Peter Lecoq. So Lecoq is on second base now. Swisher at first, one out. Gibson into the stretch. The pitch. Fastball low. Ball one. Torre checks down with Spangler, gets a sign. And here's the pitch by Gibson. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to count. Cardinals play Torre straight away. Outfielders are fairly deep. The 1-ball, 1-strike pitch. There's one high outside, ball two. 2-1 to count. Torre levels a bat over the plate. Here's the pitch by Gibson. There's a strike taken by Torre's slider that broke over the inside corner. 2-2 the count. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball low, ball three. Gibson wanted that pitch in the strike zone. He did not want to get 3-2 on Torre. Cub runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. They remain. Swing and a miss. And Torre strikes out. That is the second strikeout for Gibson. The other victim, the man who's going to step into the batter's box, Rick Monday. Rick has 1 for 2. Cardinals 4, Cubs 1. We're in the fourth inning. The Cubs have the tying run at the plate. Swisher on first, Peter Lecoq on second. Gibson gets his sign from Simmons. Monday levels the bat over the plate. And here's the first pitch by Gibson. There's a strike called, a breaking pitch over the heart of the plate. 0-1 to Monday. The pitch by Gibson. There's a swing and a tap to the right of Torre, off of his glove. Base runners will have to advance only one base, as Torre quickly jumped on that baseball. It was a one-hopper to the right of Torre. He tried to backhand it. It went off of the end of his glove, and he grabbed it immediately to hold Lecoq to third, Swisher to second, Monday at first with a base hit. The bases are loaded for Kessinger. 2 outs. Kessinger is 0 for 2. Gibson into the windup. First pitch to Don. Fastball low inside. Ball one. Lecoq at third. Swisher at second, and Monday at first. Monday represents the tying run. The 1-ball pitch to Kessinger. Curveball high. Ball two. Cubs have left one man on base in the first 3 innings. In fact, they left 2 on in the second. Here's the ball 2, no strike pitch. There's a swing, a ground ball to second baseman. Sizemore has it, tosses it to Torre, 3 outs. So in the 4th inning, the Cubs threaten but cannot score. No runs, 2 hits. 3 men left on the base paths. Now in 4 complete innings, Cubs have left 7 men on base. At the end of 4, St. Louis 4, Cubs 1. Well, the Cubs certainly haven't taken advantage of opportunities off Bob Gibson. You don't get many opportunities off of that right-hander. It's 4-1, Cardinals over the Cubs, and now Lou Brock will lead off in the 5th inning, and Brock is playing with his right thumb and right wrist taped heavily. Brock is 0 for 2. Tom DeTore into the windup. First pitch. Fastball almost hits him. It does hit him. It nicks Brock, and he goes down to first base, and he looks at DeTore and has a few words. DeTore points to first base. So we may have some fun before the day is over, or before this series closes on Sunday. Pellicudis comes in, has a few words, and so does Pryor. Now here's Sizemore. Simmons standing up in the dugout, hollering to Stello and pointing to the plate. Sizemore, right-handed hitter, levels the bat over the plate. Brock with a terrific lead at first base. The stretch by DeTore. There he goes. Here's the pitch. He goes back as he slipped about 4 or 5 strides. Now he calls time. He wants to level the dirt as he slipped on his second stride towards second base. The pitch was a ball taken by Sizemore. DeTore with his sign takes a look at Brock after the stretch. Here's the pitch, a quick pitch. It's low. Ball 2, as he didn't give Brock a chance to get set on that particular stretch and delivery. DeTore once again gets his sign, goes into the stretch. Brock with a lead. Here's the pitch. It's low. Ball 3 to Sizemore. Now Peter Lecoq, the first baseman, comes in and has a few words to DeTore as Bert Hooton and Frayling once again starts warming up in the Cubs bullpen. Cardinals 4, Cubs 1, 5th inning. That Brock gets a tremendous lead. DeTore into the stretch. Here's the fake run towards second base, and the pitch is ball 4. That is the 4th walk by DeTore. He has hit 2 men. It puts Cardinal runners on first and second. Nobody out. And Reggie Smith, the hitter. Smith is 0 for 2. Grounded out to Lecoq and was tossed out when DeTore covered first. And then he struck out in the 3rd inning. DeTore leans in, gets a sign from Swisher. Kessinger sneaking in behind Brock at second. Here's the pitch, a curveball inside, ball 1. Cardinals with runners on first and second and nobody out. DeTore into the stretch. The pitch to Smith. Strike called over the inside corner. Smith will be followed by Simmons and then Joe Torre. Cubs infield set up for a double play. Here's the ball 1, strike 1 pitch. There's a swing and a broken bat, fly ball into short right field. Cardinal coming in quickly. The ball drops. Base hit. Dunn gets it into the infield to hold Brock to third and Sizemore to second. A broken bat Texas leaguer that falls in between Monday, Cardinals, and Dunn. In the right field, once again, the Cardinals have the bases loaded, nobody out, and Simmons the hitter. That was the fourth hit off DeTorre. Cubs infield, playing back for a double play. Simmons levels the bat over the plate. Here's the first pitch by DeTorre. Swinging a line drive, base hit to right field. Brock will score. Here comes Sizemore around. Cardinals throws to second base. They have Reggie Smith in a rundown. Dunn to Matlock. He catches Smith out as Simmons advances to second base. But 2-run score on Simmons' single to right field, his 98th and 99th RBI of the year. And now the Cardinals lead 6-1. And on Cardinals' throw to Dunn at second base, Smith taking his turn too far around second, was caught in a rundown. Cardinals to Dunn to Matlock, and Simmons advances to second base on the rundown. That will be all for DeTorre. Bert Hooton is walking in from the bullpen. So while we have this delay, let's pause for this message.
Fans, it's Oktoberfest time again at Oak Park Federal Savings, a time when you can again choose the fine selection of exceptionally valuable free gifts just for saving. Your deposit of $500, $1,000, or $5,000 qualifies you to choose from a sensational group of products made by General Electric, one of America's finest manufacturers. These wonderful items are currently on display in Oak Park Federal's lobby, and we invite you to stop in, look them over during this great Oktoberfest Fall Savings Festival. It's time, if a problem, ask for a free brochure illustrating each GE gift and explaining how easy you can have one of your choice. Just write to Oak Park Federal Savings, 1001 Lake Street, Oak Park, Illinois, or, better still, call Euclid 3 5000. There's an operator waiting for your call more than 50 hours a week. Well, for DeTorre this afternoon, he's pitched 4 1/3 innings. He's allowed 6 runs. He's responsible for Simmons at second base. 5 hits, 3 strikeouts. But his downfall was base on balls and hit batters. He walked 4. He hit 2 Cardinals. Now here's Joe Torre to face Bert Hooton. Simmons at second base, 1 out, and Torre, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Here's the pitch. Knuckle curveball strike as Torre missed it. 6-1 Cardinals. Torre has walked and he has struck out. Strike 1 pitch by Hooton. There's one hit deep. It's way back. It's going, kiss it goodbye. A home run for Torre, his 11th of the season, scoring Simmons ahead of him. And the Cardinals are putting this one away. Torre jogs around the bases, touches home plate. 2 more RBIs. It's now 8-1 Cardinals. 68 and 69 RBIs for Torre. Now here's McBride, who started the inning when he was hit by one of DeTorre's pitches. First pitch, strike called. Bert Hooton in relief of Torre. For Hooton, that was his 15th home run this year. Here's a check swing by McBride, and it's a strike called as they appeal to Pellicudis at third base. Strike 2 to McBride. The Cardinals have batted around here in the top of the 5th inning. Hooton into the windup. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a tap foul down the third base line, taken by Swisher in foul territory. This inning started with McBride getting hit. 1 out in the inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a knuckle curveball. It went into the dirt, and Swisher went up to tag McBride for the out. A strikeout for Hooten. 2 outs. Now here's Reitz, who on the hit and run in the first time at bat singled in the center field. 8-1. Cubs losing to the Cardinals. Cardinals with a 3-run second and a 4-run fifth. The pitch tapped down the first base line by Reitz. Hooten has it, touches Reitz for the out. Cardinals sent 11 men to the plate. They score 4 runs. 4 hits. Nobody left on base. With the Cubs coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning, it's Cardinals 8, Cubs 1. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Cubs, Billy Williams leads off, and he hits the first pitch thrown over by Gibson for a single into right field. That is the 6th hit off Gibson. Now here's Matlock. First pitch by Gibson. Swinging a ground ball, base hit. Past Reitz in the left field. Cubs aren't taking any pitches. They're going up there swinging. 7 hits off Gibson. That will bring to the plate Jose Cardenal. And Shandis is going to have a little action in the bullpen. There, a right-hander. And Fulker's a left-hander. Cubs with runners on first and second. Cardenal a hitter. He's 0 for 2. The first pitch. Fastball swing, a line drive to right center. McBride over. He gloves it one-handed. Base runners return. Williams to second base. Matlock to first. And Cardenal hit the ball well. But McBride getting a great jump on that line drive. Moved to his left very quickly and gloved it for the out. One out. Here's Peter Lecoq. Doubled in the second inning and was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Williams with the lead at second base. Matlock off of first. The pitch by Gibson, a curveball for a strike called on Peter Lecoq. St. Louis far out in front, 8-1. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left field. Lou Brock is there, jogging in. Now he moves back a few steps, reaches up, catches it for the out. 2 outs here in the 5th inning, and Dunn will be the hitter. Dunn has popped out twice. Once to Sizemore at second base, and then once to Reitz, the third baseman in foul territory. Let's see if he can keep the inning alive. He takes a fastball outside, ball 1. The inning opened up with Williams hitting a single into right field and Matlock singling to left. The pitch, high, ball 2. But then Cardenal hit a line drive into right center that McBride took in, and Lecoq flied out to Brock in left. Here's the pitch to Dunn, swinging a little blooper into center field, falling quickly, and McBride dives. He cannot make the catch. 1 run will score. Matlock goes to third. The ball gets away from the shortstop, but Dunn returns to first base. McBride making a great effort on a diving catch of that sinking line drive off Dunn's bat, but failed. He made the pickoff on a short hop. Pellicudis immediately gave the safe sign, so Billy Williams scores from second. Matlock goes to third. And now here's Swisher at bat. It's 8-2 Cardinals. Strike called on Swisher. Cub runners on first and third with 2 outs. Strike 1 pitch by Gibson. Swing and a tap foul. right next to the Cubs dugout. So Gibson has jumped out in front 0-2 on Swisher. Madlock with a short lead at third as Dunn leads off first base. The pitch, pop foul, out of play. Cardinals lead 8-2. We're in the last of the fifth inning. Here's the pitch to Swisher. Curveball inside. He just turns away from it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gibson has been touched for 8 hits. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a low slider. And he's been very fortunate because the Cubs have had men on base, but they've left them on base. In the fifth inning, 1 run, 2 hits, and once again, 2 men left on the base paths. In 5 innings, the Cubs have left 9 men on the bases. At the end of 5, it's St. Louis 8, Cubs 2.
Friends, there's a very big special event going on right now at Oak Park Federal Savings, one that you had not miss. Again, the House and Security Build is sponsoring its annual Oktoberfest time, a fall festival of savings, during which a qualifying savings deposit entitles you to select a free gift from a broad range of valuable products made by General Electric. In addition, Oak Park Federal provides a complete inventory of savings plans with annual earnings rates as high as 7.5% on a minimum of just $1,000. And you can guarantee this top interest rate for as long as 6 full years. To take advantage of this savings windfall, stop in at Oak Park Federal during Oktoberfest time, or send right away for your free illustrated brochure. It'll describe how easily you can have the GE gift of your choice. Call or write Oak Park Federal Savings at 1001 Lake Street in Oak Park, Illinois. The telephone number is Euclid 35000. Cardinals coming to bat in the 6th inning against Bert Hooton. Let's pause a moment here for station identification. This is the WGN Chicago Cubs Baseball Network.
This is WGN Radio Chicago.
Mike Tyson, 8th man of the batting order, will be leading off. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning when the bases were loaded. And then with 2 gone, Bob Gibson put the Redbirds on the board as he ripped a double just inside the third baseline, driving in 3 runs. His sacrifice fly in the 4th produced another. Tyson swings, deep, high fly ball left field. It could be out of here. It is home run, way back into the last row of the bleachers. And Tyson has his first home run of 1974. Bert Hooton has faced 4 men. 2 of them have homered. That'll be quite a thrill for Mike. His first round tripper of the year. That brings up Gibson, who's batted in 4 runs so far today, giving him 6 for the season. Hooton's fastball. Gibson takes it to strike. 9-2 St. Louis. Knuckle curve, swung on a miss. Strike 2. Ray Burris, Herb Hudson beginning to loosen up down the left field line in the Cub bullpen. Cardinals with 7 hits, the Cubs with 8. There's a swing and a ground ball to Madlock at third. Bill digs it out of the glove. His peg to Lecoq retires Gibson easily. Lou Brock will be the hitter. Was hit in the legs by a pitch leading off the 5th inning. Then Sizemore drew a walk. Reggie Smith loaded the bases. And Simmons drove in 2 runs with a single. That brought on Hooton. With the man on, he drilled his 11th homer of the year. Brock takes, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside. Strike called on a fastball over the outside corner. Hooton working quickly. Here's a delivery. Little low, ball 2, strike 1. Among the scouts here today Former star years ago with the Chicago Cubs, Billy Jurgis. 2-1 pitch. Fastball for strike call. Ball 2, strike 2 on Brock. He did not like Mr. Pryor's judgment on that one. Steps out of the batter's box. Lou officially 0 for 2 today. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and a high foul on the third base line. Billy Williams giving chase to it in the area of the Cub bullpen, but it drops into the seats. Oh, it's still 2-2. Cardinals have finished their home season, and they were highly successful at the box office. They drew 1,838,413. It would appear that but the only team in the National League that will not draw at least 1 million fans this year, the San Francisco Giants. For one officially, he has walked twice, scored 1 run, and he has a stolen base. Houghton turns and lobs a toss over to first base. He is one of the poorest pitchers in baseball at holding runners on. Brock doesn't go, and there's a ball low, ball 1. Cardinals out in front, 9-2. Ball game in the 6th inning. Vince Lloyd and Lou Boudreau reporting. Al Aldrich, our engineer, and Jack Minovich, our producer. 1 out. 1-0 pitch. Brock doesn't go. Sizemore takes it inside. Ball 2. The other night, Brock attempted to steal third against the Pirates, and he was thrown out. And a moment later, Sizemore came up with a hit that could have won that game. He goes. Nope, he fakes. And there's a strike called. He looked like he was going to go. Pretty adept at that, Lou, taking 2 or 3 very fast steps and then suddenly putting on the brakes.
This is where he's improved terrifically. He gets that break on a pitcher's movement towards the plate.
Fakes going again. Sizemore swings. Fly ball to Billy Williams in left field. Should be caught. Brock gets all the way to second, then retreats. No play on him at first base. There's 1 gone. That brings up Reggie Smith. Got a broken bat single into right field to load him up in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3 today. What a job this man has done offensively for the Pirates this year. He and Ted Simmons should wind up the season with more than 100 runs batted in apiece. 2 gone. Brock goes. Pitch is into the dirt. Swisher's throw to second. He is in there. Number 117 for the year for Brock. In his career, 752. He is 140 stolen bases behind Ty Cobb for his career. One-0 pitch. Knuckle curve dips low. Ball 2. If the Cardinals win the Eastern Division and go up against the Dodgers in the National League playoffs, it'll be interesting to see how Brock does against Los Angeles in stolen bases. He's only tried it 10 times this year against the Dodgers, has 6 successful thefts, and has been thrown out 4 times. 2-0 pitch. Knuckle curve. Had a little extra speed on it. Reggie takes it to strike. Ball 2, strike 1. The Cubs are the only team that have not thrown Brock out at least once this year trying to steal. A mark of distinction? Hardly. There's a swing and a bouncing ball to Dunn at second base. Ron has it, tosses over to Lecoq. That retires aside. Brock is left stranded. A leadoff homer by Mike Tyson, his first one of the year. And for the Redbirds in the top of the 6th, 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man left on the bases. Cubs coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll have a pinch hitter leading off for Bert Houghton with the score of the Cards 9 and the Cubs 2. Well, you know, good kid, big and tall guys used to go back to school early just for football and basketball practice, they tell me.
Well, they still do, don't they?
Yeah, but I think there's another pretty good reason now for an early start. That's those great V-line clothes from Carroll's. They're the experts in big and tall fashions.
Well, you know, Vince is right. Inside Carroll's bigger, taller places, you'll find all the newest V-line suits, sports trios, and sport coats. Clothes V-line designed with proportion fit to make the biggest or tallest man look trim and well-dressed. Carroll's has all the new fall styles, solids, and patterns. And at Carroll's, V-line double-knit suits and sports trios up to 54 regular, 52 long, and 50 extra long are from $125. V-line double-knit sport coats from $95. So fans, stop in at Carroll's. You'll see the new V-line clothes, then pick up your free full-size poster of the Chicago Tribune sports page from 1945 when the Cubs won a pennant. No purchase necessary. There are 11 Carroll stores, including one at Lakehurst, 2 in Champaign. Visit Carroll's today, and you'll look good tomorrow.
Chris Ward, batting for Hooten.
Chris Ward will pinch hit here for Hooten to lead off the 6th inning for the Cubs. Got 8 hits off Gibby. Fastball, and the left-hander takes. It's a strike. We've left to block him in on base. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. There's the ball. Ball 1, strike 1 on Chris Ward. Gibby winds. Ward checks his swing. The fastball is a letter high strike. Ball 1, strike 2. The Dodgers need 2 more victories, or a combination of 2 Dodger wins and Cincinnati losses, and they will be the National League Western Division champion. They won over San Diego last night in extra innings. 1-2 pitch. Misses low and inside. Ball 2, strike 2. Gibby going with the fastball again. Left-hander Rich Folkers starts to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. Ward swings, lines a base hit into left field. Hit number 9 for the Cubs. Rick Monday, 2 for 3 today. Led off the first inning with a single, was forced at second base. Got a hit off Torre's glove in the 4th inning with 2 out. He struck out to retire the side in the 2nd. Takes the fastball. It's outside. Ball 1. 9-2. St. Louis out in front. Stretch by Gibby. There's a swing. Double play ball. Tyson has it. Races to second. Now throws to first. And the Cardinals, who lead the National League in double plays, have their 182nd of the year. Base is empty. That brings up Don Kessinger. Don 0 for 3 today. Gibson starts the windup. Fastball, a little high and tight, ball 1. There's a swing and a bouncing ball. Torre to his right, backhands it. He waves Gibson away, streaks in front of Kessinger as he steps on first base on his way to the dugout. And that retires the side. Unassisted put up for Torre. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left down. The first time in the ballgame the Cubs have not left at least one man stranded. Cardinals coming to bat at the end of 6 innings of play. They're out in front 9-2.
Well, it's Oktoberfest time again at Oak Park Federal Savings. A time when you can again choose from a fine selection of exceptionally valuable free gifts just for saving. Your deposit of $500, $1,000, or $5,000 qualifies you to choose from a sensational group of products made by General Electric, one of America's finest manufacturers. Now, these wonderful items are currently on display in Oak Park Federal's lobby. We invite you to stop in and look over during this great Oktoberfest Fall Savings Festival. If time is a problem, ask for a free brochure illustrating each GE gift and explaining how easily you can have one of your choice. Just write to Oak Park Federal Savings, 1001 Lake Street, Oak Park, Illinois, or call Euclid 35000 There's an operator waiting for your call more than 50 hours each week.
In our past 3 innings of this afternoon's ball game have been brought to us by Oak Park Federal Savings, the house that security built, where your thrift dollars earn at the nation's highest insured rates. Kenny Frayling, the third Cup pitcher of the day. Hooten worked 1 2/3 innings, gave up 3 hits. 2 of them were home runs. 1 with a man on. Ted Simmons to lead off. And he'll turn around, bat right-handed. Frayling, a rookie. Starts his windup. Here's the pitch. Simmons takes. It's a strike. Give him a fastball. Kenny's won 6, lost 8 this year, has 1 save. And an earned run average that's pretty high, 3.77. 0-1 pitch. Curve misses outside. Ball 1, strike 1. He is 0-1 against St. Louis this year, but he's only worked 4 innings against him. Wind up, 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside. Ball 2, strike 1 on Simmons. He has batted in 2 runs today, giving him 99 for the year. It's a swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that breaking ball a bit. Ball 2, strike 2. And it broke down sharply. Simmons and Reggie Smith are the 2 leaders in the Cardinals in game-winning runs batted in this year. 2-2 pitch. Comes over the top of that curve, and he fouls it. Sounded like he hit a pumpkin. Cardinals have out-hit the Cubs have out-hit the Cardinals today, 9-8. But their leading word counts. 9 runs to 2. Kenny starts the windup. There's a curve that's into the dirt. Ball 3, strike 2. Joe Torre in the on-deck circle needs to be followed by Bake McBride. 4, 5, and 6 men in the Redbird batting order. Wind up, 3-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, somehow got by Frayling, hit off the pitcher's mound and rolls into center field. Credit Simmons with the base hit. That'll bring up Torre, who greeted Hooten's arrival on the scene in the 5th inning with a home run, his 11th of the year. He walked and scored in the 2nd inning. Came in on Gibson's 3-run double. But now the hits are even up at 9. From the stretch, fastball misses low and inside. Ball 1. Torre 1 for 2 today.
4,904. 4904.
Here's a stretch. 1-0 pitch. Curve into the dirt. Swisher doing a beautiful job of blocking that one.
Ladies' Day, and the total in the house, 7,012. 701.
We have a total here this afternoon on Ladies' Day, the final one of the season, 7,012. The paid crowd just under 5,000. The official paid attendance, 4,904. And the Cubs are still not at the 1 million mark in paid attendance at home, but they should get there tomorrow. 2-0 pitch coming up to Torre. Here it is. Fastball, and he got it by him. Looked at a strike. Ball 2, strike 1. Lecoq is not holding the runner on at first base. 2-1 pitch. Swung on a miss. Plays a fastball by him right at the letters, and Torre had a pretty good rip at that one. 2-2 count. Torre, while he was out there, 5 hits, 4 walks, 2 hit batsmen. Got a bugler here. I'm not sure whether that's Carmen Fanzone or not. Sounds like it's coming from the bleachers. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, a drive into left field. Straightens out a curve. Here's Simmons making a big turn and then holding at second base. Torre is 2 for 3. Nobody out. Cardinal runners at first and second. That brings up Bake McBride. Rookie, making a strong bid for Rookie of the Year honors. Started the day hitting .312. He singled and scored in the second inning. Opened up the fourth inning being hit by a pitch in the shoulder, and he scored. Came in on the sacrifice fly. Struck out in the fifth. Bake, a left-hander, 1 for 2 officially today. Breathing in trouble. Here's the pitch. Dips too low. Ball 1. Thornton working 1 2/3 innings. 3 hits, 2 runs, struck out 1, walked nobody. Here's a stretch, 1-0 pitch. Fastball low, ball 2. The Cubs have not given St. Louis much competition in this first game of the series. Down by 7 runs here in the 7th inning. Ray Burris is throwing in the Cub bullpen. Trading from the stretch behind. 2-0 pitch. Dexy swing on the curve, and it's in there. Ball 2, strike 1. Brock has 1 stolen base today. His only attempt. Cubs would welcome a double play right here. 9-2. Redbirds out in front. 2-1 pitch. Tries to bunt the fastball. Fouls it a souvenir over the boxes. Almost back here on the line with the plate and first base. Bill McBride finds himself at the count of 2-2. Two outstanding rookies in this series. McBride for this ball club and Bill Madlock for the Cubs. Either one of them or Greg Gross of Houston to receive the accolade this year as the Rookie of the Year in the senior circuit. Trading ready with a 2-2 delivery. 2 on, nobody out. Here it is. Sidearm curve, missed outside. And he couldn't get McBride to chase it. Let's see if the runners will be going. Vern Benson, coaching at third, flashes a sign to the hitter and to the men on first and second. Redding has his stretch. Runners don't go. And it's a ball inside. And he did not want to challenge McBride. He threw a breaking pitch to load him up. Nobody out. They loaded him up in the second inning with nobody out. Off to Torre, and with 2 men gone, finally Gibson shattered the Cub dream of preventing a run from scoring with a 3-run double in that inning. They loaded him up in the 5th. Now they're loaded up here in the 7th, and Jim Marshall is walking out to the mound. Ken Reitz, the right-hander, is due to hit. Nobody out. Ray Burris has been throwing in the bullpen, and the young left-hander, or right-hander, is now running out to the mound. We'll have a delay in the action with the score, St. Louis 9, the Cubs 2. Let's take time out for this message.
God's country and Kreuznach. They make old style unique among beers. God's country, where the water flows sparkling pure from springs deep beneath the floor of a beautiful valley, some say all the way from Canada. Old Style uses this water in a traditional old-world brewing process called Kreuznach, which means Old Style is pure brewed, double brewed. When you brew a beer once, you've got a good beer. But when you brew a beer twice, you've got a great light beer. Heileman's Old Style is the only premium beer in America today that is fully Kreuznach. the most natural way to brew beer, and the most expensive. Try Old Style, pure brewed in God's country.
G. Heilemann Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Kenny Reitz, who drove in 4 runs for the Redbirds in the series against the Pirates, had 1 homer against him, is stepping in. Right-hander today is 1 for 3. Nobody out. 2 singles and a walk by Fraley, and he retired nobody in his relief stint. Burris's first pitch, fastball, swung on a miss. Today, Reitz is 1 for 3. Burris from the stretch. There's a swing and a ground ball, backhanded by Dunn, throws to second for 1. The relay to first base, a double play. A run scores, however, to make it 10-2. No run batted in on that one. As Simmons comes across the plate. And Mike Tyson stepping in with a runner at third, 2 gone. For the Cubs, that's their 134th double play of the year. Mentioned earlier, the Cardinals came up with one, their 182nd of the season. Tyson led off the 6th inning with his first home run of the year off Bert Hooten. He takes that pitch low and outside, ball 1. Reached and scored on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. One of 3 men who came across on Gibby's double. 1-0 pitch. He swings. That one handcuffed him. He pops it up to Pete Lecoq at first base. Grabs it on the dirt. And the Cardinals in the 7th inning come up with 1 run. 2 hits and a walk. 1 man left. Cub fans in the paid crowd here today of just under 5,000 standing for the 7th inning stretch. St. Louis 10, the Cubs 2. These 3 innings are brought to us by the G. Heilemann Brewing Company of La Crosse, Wisconsin, makers of Old Style, the pure brewed beer from God's country.
As its name implies, Old Style is brewed the traditional Old World way by a process called kreuzening in a place called God's country. God's country, where the sparkling, pure spring water stretches deep underground to a beautiful valley. Some folks say all the way from Canada. With water like this, when you brew a beer once, you've got a good beer. But when you brew a beer twice, you've got a great light beer. Heilemann's Old Style is the only premium beer in America today that is fully kreuzned. This pure brewing, double brewing process is the most natural way to brew beer and the most expensive. Try Old Style, pure brewed in God's country.
G. Heilemann Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Left-hander from Waterloo, Iowa, Rich Folkers, going to be the pitcher. Billy Williams is to lead off for the Cubs. Folkers is 1-6, lost 2, and his earned run average a pretty good one, 2.90. Foul southpaw, wears glasses, and he is appearing in his 55th game in relief this year. Has worked 89 and 2/3 innings. He's given up only 4 home runs. In addition to his 6 wins, he has 2 saves.
Experiencing a little stiffening in his shoulder.
They say that Gibson was experiencing a little stiffening in the shoulder. He had slipped a little bit on the mound, and that's why he's been taken out. Folkers fires a fastball, and Billy takes it to ball, just missing. Ball 1. Billy singled and scored leading off the 5th inning. He came in at Ron Dunn's 2-out single. Fastball to him, foul, back up out of the net. Ball 1, strike 1. It's doubtful that we'll see the mad Hungarian Al Raboski today, unless this Cub attack really comes to life. One pitch on Billy. Here's the delivery. Curve a little bit low. Booker's winds. Fastball too high. Ball 3, strike 1. Williams hoping to get an inning started. Levels the bat. Booker's in the windup. Fastball. He takes a good rip at it. Fouls it way back into the upper deck. Count is full. The Cub veteran started the day at 275 hitter. In the on-deck circle, Bill Madlock. And Cardinal to follow him. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. He drills a base hit into right center field. Bake Reggie Smith over to cut it off. Williams trots down the line with a single. His second straight hit. That brings up Madlock, who has been on base twice. Gene Heiser is going in to run for Williams at first base. And let's take a moment here for station identification. This is the WGN Chicago Cubs Baseball Network.
This is WGN Radio, Chicago.
Vince Lloyd and Lou Boudreau reporting from Wrigley Field. Cubs trying to get back into the ball game, trailing by 8. Madlock has hit safely in 12 out of 13 ball games. 19 hits now in his last 46 at-bats. Takes the fastball. It's in for a strike. With an 8-run lead, Torre is not holding Heiser on at first base. Curve into the dirt, bounces away from the catcher. Heiser will go to second base. There'll be no play on him. Should be a wild pitch. Dick Dozer, the Chicago Tribune, the official score, says that's what it is, a wildie. Cubs need about 17,000 paid today or tomorrow to reach the million mark at home this year. Pitch to Madlock, fastball, swung on a miss. Ball 1, strike 2 on Bill. He plans to stay here in the Chicago area in the off-season and is looking for work. Got a job for him? A look at second at Heiser. Booker's kick and pitch. Fastball, he got a piece of it, fouls it. Still 1-2. This is the only daytime action. Shane Dean says he loves to play baseball here at Wrigley Field. He likes the lighting system. Well, today, there's not too much sunshine. Been hazy almost throughout this game. And for the Cubs, it's been on the dark side. 1-2 delivery. Goes after it, and he fouls it back up onto the net. Still 1-2. This game is supposed to be on national television tomorrow. And a young fellow who did some catching for both of these clubs appeared with the Cardinals in 1946 as a rookie catcher. Quite a few times for the Cubs, Joe Garagiola. Here making a few mental and written notes, along with, here's a swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. Tyson's up with the throw over to first base. That ball was hit very hard, but Tyson took just one step to his right. Makes the play on Madlock. Heiser has to hold at second base. Had he been on at first, that would have been another double play. Cardinals stepping in. Along with Joe, they also have a former shortstop, Mr. Tony Kubek. Well, taking notes on what's going on today. Hope tomorrow is going to be different from a Cubs standpoint. Cardinals so far today, 0 for 3. That was against Gibson. Heiser still at second base with one away. The Cardinals still owning a 10-2 lead. First pitch. Swung on and tapped foul. He took a big cut. Folkers had changed speeds on him. Hit his own foot with a foul ball. Pete Lecoq is due to bat next. We'll see whether or not we get a pinch hitter for him. Each team has 10 hits. For the Cardinals, an 8-run lead. Ray Meyer, basketball coach at Northwestern, and his son Jim, who's assistant coach here watching the ball game today. I say Northwestern, DePaul, where he's been for a quarter of a century or more. Fastball, Jose turning away from it, and it's in there. Scoreboard reading 1-1. We'll take that. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. Goes after a high fastball and fouls it back out of play. Ball 1, strike 2. Jose had one good chance to do some good with the bat when he came up in the 5th inning with Cub runners at first and second and nobody out, but he flied out to the center fielder. And Pete Lecoq flied out to left. Rondon got the Cubs on the board with a 2-out single, driving in his 15th run. 1-2 pitch, fastball, throws his bat at it, hits a high foul out of play. Way up in the upper deck on the right field side. And it's still 1-2. Unless Jose gets hot in the last 5 games that the Cubs have left this year, he's going to wind up with a batting average somewhere in the 290s rather than 300, which he had last year. 1-2 pitch. Folkers comes over the top and misses low. Ball 2, strike 2. They're playing him to pull, except for the right fielder, Reggie Smith, who guards the line against him. 2-2 pitch. Goes after it. High foul, third base side. Brock and the shortstop Tyson chasing it. But it's way over into the box seats. 2-2 put up. Rick Russell has been named as a starting pitcher for the Cubs tomorrow against Lynn McLaughlin. In the final home game of 1974 on Sunday, Steve Stone is scheduled to pitch for the Cubs against Johnny Curtis. Both McLaughlin and Curtis, along with Reggie Smith, came to the Cardinals in the off-season trade. Booker's a product of the Cardinal farm system, getting his sign. Heiser at second base with 1 out. 2-2 delivery coming up to Jose. Fastball misses a little low and inside. Ball 3, strike 2. Booker's about 6'3", and he looks like he just stepped off the farm. Has he signed? 3-2 delivery. Fastball low, ball 4. Cub runners at first and second with 1 out. And Pete Lecoq is going back. We'll have a pinch hitter for him. Carmen Fanzone. He's coming out of the dugout. Shane Dietz has Barry Lersch, a right-hander, and Mike Garman, a right-hander throwing in the bullpen. Cardinal trainers come out here to talk with Folkers, and Shane Dietz is there. Whether he's hurt himself, Gibson had to leave the game. He slipped on a pitch earlier in the game, and his shoulder began to stiffen on him, and that was the reason for the change to Folkers. And apparently Folkers has injured his side. Maybe pulled a side muscle or something. And he's going to have to come out. And it being a change because of an injury, the new pitcher, Garman, is going to take as much time as he needs to get warmed up. Well, Folkers has officially worked 1/3 of an inning. The right-hander just now approaching the mound. With the score 10-2, Cub runners at first and second. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 1 away. We have a delay in the action, so let's take time out for this message.
Two things make Old Style, the beer from God's country, really exceptional. Pure brewing water and a unique brewing process called kreuzening. The water is crystal clear and flows from springs deep beneath the floor of a beautiful valley, some folks say all the way from Canada. With water like this, when you brew a beer once, you've got a good beer. But when you brew a beer twice, you've got a great light beer. Kreuzening is the traditional old world way to brew beer. It means Heileman's Old Style is pure brewed, double brewed. The most natural way to brew beer, and the most expensive. Try Old Style, pure brewed in God's country.
G. Heileman Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
The report on Gibson was that when his shoulder stiffened, they didn't think it was anything serious. We'll wait to see how much of an injury Folkers suffered to his side here. Garman, the big right-hander, will be facing Pete Lecoq now. Garman Fantone will not be brought out to pinch hit with a right-hander in the mound. So Folker had a strain in the lower back. That's why he was lifted. Garman is 1-7, lost 2. His earned run average is a nifty one, 2.56. This is his 64th appearance. All in relief, has worked 81 innings, has 6 saves, in addition to his 7 wins. Pete Lecoq, who doubled off Bob Gibson, got the third on a balk and scored on Tom DeTorre's base hit. Going to be leading off. He is 1 for 2 officially today. Was hit in the legs by a pitch leading off the 4th inning, and he was not at all pleased with it. There have been 3 batters hit by pitches so far. 2 Redbirds, 1 Cub. In the 5th inning, Lecoq flied out to Lou Brock in left field. 10-2 score. St. Louis out in front. Garman ready. Right-hander's first pitch. Fastball taken for strike. Pete with 19 hits in 102 at-bats for the Cubs. Swings at the fastball, fouls it out of play. Third base side. 0-2 count on the left-hander. Garman works quickly. Fires one high. Ball 1, strike 2. Should the Redbirds hold on to the lead, it'll give Gibson his 11th win of the year. There's a swing and a drive into center field for a base hit. Here's Al Spangler waving Heiser to the plate. McBride lobs the throw into the shortstop. They concede that run. It is now 10-3 with runners at first and second. As Lecoq drives in his 7th run of the year. Cardinals stopping at second base. Ron Dunn, the hitter. He singled off Gibson and drove in a run in the 5th. Dunn has 20 hits for the Cubs and 15 runs batted in. Batting average right around 300. Garman's first pitch. Strike call. Fastball. The run, of course, is charged against Rich Folkers. Here's a big pitch swung out. A bouncing ball near second. Speared by Tyson. Steps in the bag. Throws to first. They've got themselves another double play. Tyson reacting with just sometimes unbelievable quickness on that infield. Raced over, grabbed that ball, stepped on second, fired to first. That's the second time today he's done it, and the Cardinals have their 183rd double play of the year. So the Cubs come up with 1 run in the bottom of the 7th inning on 2 hits. 1 man left in the bases, and it's now St. Louis 10, the Chicago Cubs 3.
You know, the double play has got to be one of baseball's most exciting happenings, especially when the Cubs are on the field. But there's another kind of double play that's a great applause winner, no matter whose dugout you're sitting behind. And that's the old-style double play by America's championship brewing team, the folks at G. Heileman Brewing Company. You see, Old Style is the only premium beer in America today that's fully kreuzen, which means it's double brewed the old world way. Now, when you brew a beer once, you've got a good beer. When you brew a beer twice, then you've got a great light beer. Throw in the fact that the brewing water used in Old Style comes sparkling pure from deep underground springs. You know, water that some folks say flows all the way from Canada. Then you've got yourself the best tasting beer that ever came out of a six-pack. That's Old Style, pure brewed in God's country.
Left fielder Gene Heiser replacing Billy Williams. He had come into the ball game as a pinch runner for Billy. Ray Burris, first pitch swung on by Garman, the pitcher leading off. Grounds one to Kessner at shortstop is big. Over to first, one pitch, one away. Here's Lou Brock, who's hit in the fifth inning when Tom Torre, the starting pitcher, was still out there. He got to second when Ted Sizemore walked. Got to third on Reggie Smith's base hit. And he tallied on Ted Simmons' single. He singled in the sixth and stole for the 117th time this year. Led up to him, swung on, off the glove of Burris. Caroms over to the shortstop side, and Brock is going to be on with a base hit off the pitcher's glove. Jim Marshall has come out of the dugout again. Lou, there are going to be those I know critical of Brock for they're getting Burris in a few more throws here to see if he's all right. Of stealing bases in a game that is relatively one-sided as this one is, but he's been doing that all year, even when the Cardinals are way behind in a ball game.
Well, right now, this is the only thing that a lot of fans are actually looking forward to, is Brock stealing bases, adding to his record. And it doesn't make any difference to him what the score is or what inning it's in. He attempts to steal.
I guess Shane Deese, however, was not too pleased when he tried to steal third the other night. He was on his own and was thrown out. And then a moment later, there was a single by Sizemore, and that could have won that ball game for the Cardinals in regulation time. As it is, they wound up losing it in extra innings.
Well, you can count on your fingers the number of games he's lost by doing that.
Yeah.
Now, how many games has he won by a steal?
No more than 100, I don't suppose. Burris is staying in, and his pitch to Sizemore is very low, ball one. Brock 14-0 in stolen bases against the Cubs this year. Burris lobs a throw to first base. Brock is back in plenty of time. Here's the pitch. Sizemore goes after it, hits a high foul, back out of play. Here's the pitch. Sizemore goes after it, hits a high foul, back out of play. General manager of the Chicago White Sox, Rollie Heeman, who was out here the other day, is out watching this action this afternoon, sitting behind home plate. A flock of Major League scouts from both the American and National Leagues are here. One out, Brock at first. Is he going to go? Nope. 1-1 pitch, slap foul. Looked like he was trying to go to right field. Ball one, strike two on Sizemore. 22 hits in the ball game have been evenly divided, with the 13 runs have the Cardinals credited with 10. Pretty lopsided in that area. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, a drive into right field. Cardinal to his right. Jose grabs it. Brock stands and looks now. Cardinal's throw back to first. Brock just deliberately drew that throw. Stood on the base paths about halfway between first and second until Cardinal finally threw one. He just likes to have a little fun with him, I guess. With 2 gone, Reggie Smith will be the hitter. Got a single in the 5th inning. And balk is called against Ray Burris. That permits Brock to go to second base. Oh, dear.
First base umpire Dick Snow had ruled a balk on Burris in the last pitch.
He had gone into the stretch, broke his hands. Here's the pitch. It's too low. Ball 1. If records are kept of such things as number of balks by a pitching staff in one season, the Cubs may have a record this year. Here's a swing and a little pop-up down the third base line. Bill Madlock going out. He's there, and he grabbed it just inside the third base foul line, and that retires the side. Joe Brock is left stranded, no runs in the 8th inning. 1 hit, 1 man left on. Cubs are coming to bat in the bottom of the 8th. Here at Wrigley Field in this first game of the series, Steve Swisher is to lead off. St. Louis still out in front 10-3.
God's country and Kreuznach. They make old style unique among beers. God's country, where the water flows sparkling pure from springs deep beneath the floor of a beautiful valley, some say all the way from Canada. Old Style uses this water in a traditional, old-world brewing process called Kreuznach, which means Old Style is pure brewed, double brewed. When you brew a beer once, you've got a good beer. But when you brew a beer twice, you've got a great light beer. Heileman's Old Style is the only premium beer in America today that is fully Kreuznach, the most natural way to brew beer, and the most expensive. Try Old Style. Pure brewed in God's country.
G. Heileman Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
We have 2 new Cardinal outfielders. Jose Cruz has gone into play left field, and Luis Melendez has gone into play center field. And the Cardinals say that when Bake McBride was hit in the arm by a pitch back in the 3rd inning, that arm began to swell on him and get a little bit stiff, and that's the reason that he's been taken out. Steve Swisher is to lead off for the Cubs. Jimmy Tyrone is in the on-deck circle as a pinch hitter. Garman's first pitch bounces foul over in the third base side. Tomorrow and Sunday, game time will be moved up 15 minutes. 0-1 pitch. Slider that's outside. Ball 1, strike 1.
Batting first. Cruz is batting 6th.
There's a ball, a little low. Ball 2, strike 1. Jimmy Dwyer, who came up with a big hit the other night as a pinch hitter to win the ball game for him, going down their bullpen. Here's a swing and a drive off the pitcher's leg and mound, and Garman is limping as that ball is picked up by the third baseman. There is no play. And once more, the Cardinal trainer coming out. Looks like it hit Garman on the left leg, and he is in some pain. Well, Bob Gibson left the game after complaining of a shoulder that was stiffening. Rich Folkers got a sprain in the lower side of the back. He had to leave. That's when Garman came on. Now he's been hit on the left leg, right around the ankle. We may lose another Cardinal because of an injury. Their ranks, Lou, are going to be decimated if this keeps up.
Trainers will have to order more tape, more ligaments, because Cardinals, there's a few of them playing hurt. And this is what you have to do and must do when you get to this stage of the race. And they realize it, too. And They're a determined group. You can tell that when they came in here this morning to the clubhouse.
The new pitcher is going to be Ray Bear. And he'll be given extra time because of the injury to Garman. Swisher will be on at first base with a hit. Ray Bear just now getting up on the pitcher's mound. He is appearing in his 9th game this year. He has started 3. Spent much of the year in the minors. Has a record of 1 victory, 2 losses, and an earned run average that's just under 7. So while we have another delay in the action here at Wrigley Field, we're in the bottom of the 8th with St. Louis leading 10-3. Let's take time out for this message.
As its name implies, Old Style is brewed the traditional Old World way by a process called kreuzening in a place called God's Country. God's Country, where the sparkling, pure spring water stretches deep underground to a beautiful valley. Some folks say all the way from Canada. With water like this, when you brew a beer once, you've got a good beer. But when you brew a beer twice, you've got a great light beer. Heileman's Old Style is the only premium beer in America today that is fully kreuzened. This pure brewing, double brewing process is the most natural way to brew beer and the most expensive. Try Old Style, pure brewed in God's Country.
G. Heileman Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Ray Bear continues to throw out there, and he gets as much time as he needs in a spot like this.
Also for St. Louis, Jim Dwyer is now in right field.
Jimmy Dwyer, whom we'd seen down in the bullpen, doing some throwing a little earlier, is going to replace Reggie Smith out there in right field. Jimmy having a chance to play before a lot of his relatives and family here because he comes from the south side of Chicago. It was his sacrifice fly that won that bizarre 13-12 extra inning ball game the other night. Dwyer will bat in the 9th spot of the batting order. Jimmy Tyrone, who was one of the first of the Cubs off the bench Sunday afternoon when the fight broke out, steps in to lead off to bat as a pinch hitter with a runner at first base. Strangely enough, the Cubs have out-hit St. Louis 12-11. Bears sidearm pitch is low, ball 1. Jimmy, right-hander. Here's the pitch. He swings, ground ball, right side. It's into right field for a base hit. Swisher stopping at second base as Jimmy Tyrone comes up with a pinch single to right. That's hit number 13 for the Cubs. They have left 10 men stranded in this ball game so far. Here's Rick Monday. Report up here to the press box. Here's a swing, and he bounces one off the mound. Torre coming off first base, picks it up, throws to the pitcher covering Dick Stello. Calls Monday out at first base on a very close play, and a good move by Torre coming quickly off the first base bag over to the mound, and Ray Bear hustling off the mound to take his throw. Torre really got over there, got in front of that ball. It was awfully close, but the decision goes to the Redbirds. First out in the bottom of the 8th inning, runners now at second and third, and Kessinger stepping in. Don is 0 for 4 today. Takes the fastball, a little high, ball 1. McLaughlin, who's due to pitch tomorrow, is won 16, lost 11. And, of course, the first half of the season for the big right-hander was just absolutely sensational. There's a strike, ball 1, strike 1. Cub runners at second and third with one away. Wind up pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike two. Well, if Kessinger is going to extend that 8-game hitting streak, this will be a good time to do it with two men in scoring position. 10-3, Cards lead. Young Ray Bear starts his windup. Curve, and he just misses. Ball two, strike two. Gibson went 6 innings today before leaving after his shoulder began to stiffen on him. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, he fouls right back up into the net in front of our booth. And a still a count of 2-2. 3 times Don is grounded out in this game. His first time at bat after Monday led off with a single off the second base bag. He flied out to center. 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3, strike 2. Got a whole new Cardinal outfield. Cruz in left, Melendez in center, Jimmy Dwyer in right. And Bears their 4th pitcher of the day. 3-2 delivery. Swung on, foul. Back up onto the net again. Steve Swisher over at third base. Jimmy Tyrone is on at second. One away. Here's the windup, the pitch. Swung on, he fouls it back to the screen. Let's pause a moment for station identification. This is the WGN Chicago Cubs Baseball Network.
This is WGN Radio, Chicago.
Kessinger stepping back in. 3-2 pitch. He swings. Ground ball to the second baseman. Sizemore up at the throw to first. Steve Swisher scores to make it 10-4. Tyrone goes to third. There are 2 gone. And Kessinger will get credit for his 41st run batted in. The run, of course, is charged against Garman. Now Gene Heiser, who came in to run for Billy Williams after Billy led off the 7th inning with a single, steps into the batter's box for the first time today. Six-run deficit here in the 8th. Goes after the first pitch and lifts a fly ball to the center fielder, Melendez. He's under it. Should have it easily. He does. And that retires the side. First 2 batters reach, but the next 3 are out. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 man left on the bases, and at the end of 8 full innings of play in this first of the 3-game series, St. Louis leads the Chicago Cubs 10-4.
Well, when you think about it, most good baseball players take seasoning before they're ready for stardom. They need to spend some time in the minors to develop their talents under experienced coaches and managers who know the game. A great beer just doesn't happen either. Take Heileman's Old Style, for example. The Heileman people start with sparkling pure spring water that flows deep beneath the ground. Some folks say all the way from Canada. They use this water to pure brew, double brew Old Style, the slow, old world way, in a process called krausening. Now, when you brew a beer once, you've got a good beer. But when you brew a beer twice, then you've got a great light beer. And Old Style is still the only premium beer in America today that's fully krausened. How come other brewers don't brew their beer like Old Style? Well, let me tell you, it takes more time, and it costs more money. But a great beer doesn't just happen. Try Old Style, pure brewed in God's country.
Herb Hudson is going to be the 5th Cub pitcher of the day, and Jimmy Tyrone, who came in as a pinch hitter and singled, stays in to play left field. He's the Cubs' 3rd left fielder of the afternoon. Hudson, a big, beefy right-hander. And Herb, been in 18 ball games, 2 of them as a starter. His record, no wins, 2 losses, 27 innings of work, and an earned run average of 3.67, which is better than the average of the staff. Cub pitching staff earned run average for the year 4.26, and it has not been helped today. Simmons to lead off as we move into the 9th inning. Hudson's windup. First pitch. Fastball a little high. Ball 1. Herb originally was in the Baltimore organization. Fastball taken for a strike. 1-1. Simmons today has driven in 2 runs, giving him 99 for the year. Swing and a miss. He had a good cut at a fastball that was sinking. Ball 1, strike 2. He has scored 2 runs, has 2 hits, also drawn a walk. Popped up 1 time. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Done to his right. The second baseman braces, throws, and he's got him on a good play. Ooh, that's about as well as I've seen Dunn go to his right in quite a while.
That's the farthest he's gone. He was playing Simmons in the hole.
That'll bring up Joe Torre. He has scored 2 runs today. Hit a 2-run homer in the 5th inning off Hooten. Singled in the 7th. Giuseppe 2 for 3 here today. It's like a slider, and it's in there for a strike. 3 or 4 years ago, Torre slimmed down about 25 pounds, and he's maintained his weight. There's a ball. Ball 1, strike 1.
Precautionary X-ray.
Mentioned that Garman was hit lower left leg right near the ankle by a shot, then taken to the hospital for precautionary X-rays. And Torre takes a strike. Ball 1, strike 2. Hudson's next pitch, a fastball, swung on a miss for strike 3. 2 gone in the 9th, the base is empty. In the very first inning, starting pitcher Tom DeTore put the Cardinals down in order. That feat has not been repeated. Now the Cardinals, with the bases empty, 2 out, have Jose Cruz, left-hander, stepping in for the first time. He slaps a foul ball over to the end of the dugout on the first base side. Cruz, a .255 hitter with 40 base hits, 11 of them for extra bases, 4 doubles, 4 homers, 3 triples. Led up is outside. Ball 1, strike 1. He has replaced Brock in left field. 1-1 delivery. Fastball that sinks a little low. Ball 2, strike 1. Two-one pitch. He swings and misses. Strike 2. Cardinals leading here in the 9th, 10-4. Here's the pitch by Herb. Misses outside. Ball 3. Strike 2. Ken Reitz due up next. Herb stepped back. Here's the windup. 3-2 pitch. Too high. There's no way we're going to put him down 1-2-3, I guess, Lou.
No. We have to get a base on balls in there someplace.
Here's Reitz. He has 1 of the Cardinal 11 hits today. That he was a big factor in the one victory that they got over the Pirates. Takes the first pitch, a strike. Real scrappy guy, tremendous competitor. Swings in the fastball that jams him on the fist, and he fouls it back up onto the net. Strike 2 count on the Cardinal third baseman, Kenny Reitz. And some youngsters out here today from the Wendy's basketball teams. Home gym is St. Catherine out in Oak Park. There's a fastball, strike 3 called, and that retires the side. Hudson, in his 1 inning of relief, no hits, no runs, walked 1 man, struck out 2, and the Cubs come to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning here at Wrigley Field, trailing the Redbirds 10-4.
Here's a message from Walgreens drugstores. It's a message for you folks who are under constant prescription medication. If your doctor has prescribed a maintenance drug for you, that is, a prescription that you consistently have refilled month after month, you're probably more than interested in just how much that prescription should cost. After all, it's a mighty important part of your budget. And Walgreens believes complete prescription price information should be available to you. That's why at every Walgreens pharmacy, you'll find a prescription price book available for your inspection. It lists over 10,000 prescription prices. 10,000, including both trademark brand and generic prescriptions. Consumer groups have found this price book a source of valuable information. It can help you be fully informed also. Stop in your nearby Walgreens today and check your prescription in this helpful price book. It pays to be informed.
All right. Bill Madlock has a walk and a single today. He's leading off the ninth inning with Jose Cardenal due to bat second, then Pete Lecoq. Cardinals leading 10-4. Ray Bear's first pitch, very high fastball, ball one. Madlock, Bake McBride of this club, and Gross of Houston, all three strong contenders for National League Rookie of the Year title. Here's a ball two. Madlock looks down to Spangler, wants to know if he can go after this one. He does. Hurls a high fly ball to the right fielder. Jimmy Dwyer is under it, and he makes the catch. That brings up Jose. Cardenal today is 0 for 3 officially. He drew a walk off Rich Folkers in the 7th inning. And it looks like the Redbirds are going to continue their supremacy over the Cubs that they have shown all year. Jose takes, it's a strike. This will be their 6th win against the Cubs at Wrigley Field in 7 meetings. Ball one, strike one. Here's the windup. He goes after that pitch, lifts a fly ball, pretty well hit to left field. It may have a chance, but out there for it is Jose Cruz, and he grabs it with his shoulders up against the vines in deep left. 2 gone. Two more fans heading for the exits. Peter Lecoq stepping in, and the rookie has a double and a single. Has scored a run and batted one in. 2 for 3 officially. Here's the windup. He takes a fastball, strike call. The Cardinal victory, they have a half-game lead over the Pirates, pending, of course, the outcome of the Pittsburgh game at New York tonight. The Cardinals finish the season on the road here in Montreal, Pittsburgh at New York for the weekend, then back at Pittsburgh to take on the Cubs Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night of next week. You might say the schedule would favor the Pirates. Lecoq takes, and there's a strike, ball one, strike two, 2 out. Here's a pitch, a curve, strike 3 called. The game is over. And the final score here at Wrigley Field in the first of the 3-game series, the St. Louis Cardinals 10 and the Chicago Cubs 4.
Two things make Old Style, the beer from God's country, really exceptional. Pure brewing water and a unique brewing process called kreuzening. The water is crystal clear and flows from springs deep beneath the floor of a beautiful valley. Some folks say all the way from Canada. With water like this, when you brew a beer once, you've got a good beer. But when you brew a beer twice, you've got a great light beer. Kreuzening is the traditional old world way to brew beer. It means Heileman's Old Style is pure brewed, double brewed. The most natural way to brew beer, and the most expensive. Try Old Style, pure brewed in God's country.
G. Heileman Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Fans, our last 3 innings have been brought to us today by the G. Heilman Brewing Company of La Crosse, Wisconsin, the makers of Old Style, the pure brewed beer from God's country. Proved to be not much of a contest. The St. Louis Cardinals, 10 runs, 11 hits, no errors, left only 6 men on. The Cubs, 4 runs on 13 hits, no errors, left 11 men stranded. Bob Gibson, who left after working 6 innings, his shoulder began to stiffen on him, gets his 11th win this year against 12 losses and runs his career record against the Cubs to 28-20. Tom Torre, the losing pitcher, his 5th loss after 3 victories. It took 2 hours and 37 minutes, and the paid attendance today, 4,904. I hope we're going to be a little bit better tomorrow, Lou, in the second game of the series.
Well, I do, too. The old bugaboo base on balls or hit batter really hurt us. 2 innings we put men on by bases on balls or a hit batsman and a base on balls to start off the inning. Another hits batsman scored, so 5 runs scored by being issued a base on balls or being hit by a pitch. When you get an inning started like that, anything's apt to happen, and it did in the 3-run inning and the 4-run inning that the Cardinals put together.
What usually happens is not good, and it wasn't very good here today. Well, game 2 of the series tomorrow afternoon. We'll be right back with a word about it. Our broadcast from Wrigley Field today has been brought to us by your Chicagoland Buick Opel dealers. When you drive a Buick, its reputation rides with you. Oak Park Federal Savings, the house that security built, where your thrift dollars earn at the nation's highest insured rates. And by the G. Heilman Brewing Company of La Crosse, Wisconsin, the makers of Old Style, the pure brewed beer from God's country. Once you plan to come out here tomorrow and Sunday, enjoy the ball game and a little Old Style. We've got the scoreboard coming up in just a few moments. Rick Russell is scheduled to pitch tomorrow afternoon for the Cubs, and the big right-hander, still with a winning record, will try tomorrow for his 14th win of the season. His mount opponent, Lynn McLaughlin, big right-hander who has won 16 and lost 11 for the Cards. So St. Louis is back on top in the National League Eastern Division race by a half game over the Pirates, who are slated to work tonight. Vince Lloyd back at Wrigley Field, and it's time now for a look at the scoreboard. This victory for the Redbirds, their 84th of the year. And against the Cubs, they have won 12. Puts them back into first place all by themselves. But tonight, the Pittsburgh Pirates will try to regain the tie that they had at the outset of the day. Pittsburgh playing the Mets tonight with Jerry Royce going after his 16th win. Johnny Matlack, 13-13 record for the Mets. Royce, of course, the fella who has a little litigation pending against the Pirates. He was unhappy because they have hit him with 3 fines of $200 each, when against club regulations, he had his wife accompany him on 3 different trips this year. And the Pirates say that is a no-no. But he went to the Players Association, Royce did, after the 3rd fine, asked for an appeal, and it has been granted by the Players Association, and whether or not it goes to court remains to be seen. All Royce wants is say, look, if I want my wife to go with me on a trip and I pay her expenses, that ought to be my privilege. And he wants the $600 that they have fined him returned.
Let me get in on that little discussion, good kid. That's a baseball club's policy.
That's it. I know that. I'm not saying it isn't.
That no wife travels with the ball club.
Well, she didn't go with the ball club.
Now, if she's in the hotel where they are staying on the road, and he has to get permission, and then he takes care of her expenses. But it's an individual policy of the ball club.
Oh, I know that.
And she shouldn't travel with the ball club, right?
If they don't want her traveling with the ball club, that is their right. But if she wants to make that trip by any other means, and he wants to pay for that, that's his privilege, and they have absolutely no right, in my estimation, Lou, to tell a ball player that his wife cannot travel to any city, whether he pays the expenses or not. I think that's absolutely wrong. I think it's ridiculous.
Oh, he pays the expenses, and she's entitled to travel any way
sure.
that she wants to, except with the ball club.
And Roy says, I don't want the ball club to pay for it. I'll pay for it, and she'll go by other means of transportation. I'll send her any way I want to, but I want that right. Either tell her to stay home or she can join me. And I understand that she's pretty well loaded in the money department, so those extra trips don't mean anything to him.
Well, I don't blame him. I think he can play better baseball if his wife is with him also.
I don't know about that.
On the road. Or she can cheer a little better if she's on the road.
I think, strangely enough, in the trips that she's made, he's gotten knocked out pretty early.
Well, that could happen. That could happen, too.
But anyway, he's the guy that's supposed to pitch tonight for the Mets, or against the Mets in New York for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they need that win, or they move back into second place, and they'll be a full game behind the Cardinals. We'll have more on the scoreboard in just a minute.
Bet you didn't know you could go to a department shopping store at any time. That's right, any time of day or night. All you need is a Montgomery Ward catalog and your telephone. They call it Ward's Catalog Fingertip Shopping. Now, what could be more convenient? A complete department store right in your own home on a 24-hour basis. Each Ward's catalog item is carefully described for your satisfaction, and their low prices will pleasantly surprise you. Just select the items you want, phone in your order, and arrange delivery. That's what they mean by the Ward's Catalog Fingertip Shopping Convenience. Often you'll find great ideas and merchandise not available elsewhere. If you've already received your Ward's Christmas catalog, be sure to look through it carefully. They're great gift-solving ideas for every need. And remember the special early shopping incentive. Not a Ward's Catalog shopper? Why not join the thrifty, smart Ward's Catalog family? Ward's Catalog, over 102 years of experience and satisfying customers.
The Dodgers, who went into overtime last night to beat their favorite cousins, the San Diego Padres, and to move to within 2 games of clinching the Western Division Championship, will be at San Diego tonight, and they have Don Sutton going against Spillner. Spillner, a rookie, has developed a new pitch, a forkball. Sutton is going with the same old stuff that has produced 18 victories for him already this year. The Cincinnati Reds, who still entertain some slight hopes of forcing a playoff with the Dodgers, have Gullett pitching tonight at Cincinnati. He's won 17, lost 11 against Jim Barr of the Giants, who's 13-9. Philadelphia will be at Montreal in the other action in the National League. White Sox at Oakland, and the Oakland A's have already clinched a tie in the Western Division of the American League. Kenny Holtzman will try to become another 20-game winner in the American League, going for Oakland tonight against Stan Bonson. Baltimore in that Eastern Division race, still with a half-game lead over the New York Yankees, and the Orioles have Palmer going tonight against Jim Colburn. Palmer 7-12, Colburn 10-12 for Milwaukee. The Yankees at Cleveland have Dobson seeking his 18th win of the year against Fritz Peterson, who's 9-13. The Boston Red Sox in third place, 4 games off the pace, are at Detroit. They have Reggie Cleveland, the former Cardinal, who's 11-14, going against Woody Fryman. Won 6, lost 8 for the Tigers. The Texas Rangers, all but out of it now. Fergie Jenkins going for the Rangers tonight. He has won 24, lost 12. And Fitzmaurice is scheduled to go for Kansas City. It looks like Richie Allen may still hold on and win the American League batting championship. Even though he has retired, he still has a lead of 3 homers over Reggie Jackson of the Oakland A's. When Richie said he had had enough of baseball, he left with 32 runs batted in for the year, or 32 home runs with Reggie 29. And runs batted in, it's still young Jeff Burroughs of the Rangers with 116. It looks like he's going to capture that championship. Sal Bando of the Oakland A's is second to him with 103. And the batting champions should be Ralph Garr in the National League with a mark at 354 now for Atlanta. Rod Carew from Minnesota hitting 367. They both have a lock on the batting championships. And Mike Schmidt of the Phillies has a 4 lead over Jimmy Wynn of the Dodgers insofar as home runs are concerned in the National League. Schmidt with 36, Jimmy Wynn with 32. Johnny Bench edging up there as 31. And Bench has the leadership in runs batted in. Bench has batted in 124 for the Reds. Mike Schmidt of the Phillies is second to him with 115. We'll see how the Cardinals went out in front and held on to a victory out here at Wrigley Field this afternoon right after this message.
We can be